Hello everybody and welcome to our next lesson in Eng10. We are still talking about the applications of linear equation in one variable. For this video, I am going to talk about clock problem. Okay, as you can see on the screen right now, there are 12 dial units in the clock. Every time the minute hand completes 12 dials, the hour hand moves one dial. So, if the minute hand moves by x, then the hour hand moves by x over 12. Okay, so the distance, okay, for as our notation for distance, we can express that in terms of the angle or in terms of the number of minutes. Okay? So let us illustrate itong paragraph na ito. Ang sinasabi kapag daw nag-travel yung minute hand ng x units or units na yan, it can be in angle or can be in minutes, yung hour hand naman nag-travel siya ng x over 12. Okay, for example, yung minute hand and hour hand natin ay parehong nasa 12 mark sa dito. So kung itong minute hand natin nag-travel ng x units, okay, nag-travel siya hanggang dito, for example, okay, itong hour hand nag-travel siya, if this is x, itong hour hand nag-travel siya ng x divided by 12. Okay, so yan. So that's the only principle we need to answer every clock problem. Okay, to illustrate this one, let us take a look at our first example. So find the angle between the hour hand and minute hand of a clock when the time is 4:20. Okay, so we know 4:20 is between 4 o'clock and 5 o'clock. Okay, so ang reference time natin to answer this one is 4 o'clock. Kailangan nating makita ang itsura ng clock when the time is 4 o'clock. Okay, so syempre, kung 4 o'clock yan, yung hour hand ay nakatutok dito sa 4, di ba? This is the hour hand kasi 4 o'clock. Ganyan siya. And the minute hand, nakatutok siya dito sa 12. Ganyan. Okay? Okay. Palitan ko yung ink ng mas makapal. Yan. Okay? So, nandito yung minute hand natin. Nakatutok siya diretso dyan sa 12. Okay? So, yan yung itsura ng hour hand natin tsaka minute hand at exactly 4 o'clock. Ngayon, ang tinatanong, ano naman yung the angle between the hands of the clock at exactly 4:20. Eh, syempre, at 4:20, naggaraw ni minute hand, naggaraw mo ni hour hand. Okay, so, at the time 4:20, nasaan na yung minute hand natin? Okay, yung minute hand natin is already, let me copy this one, para makita natin yung pagkakaiba. So, yung minute hand natin, exactly, nakatutok na siya dito sa 4. Okay, nandito na siya, exactly at 4. Okay, so ang tanong, since we are talking about angles, so i-express natin in terms of angles lahat, degrees, okay? So how many degrees yung na-travel ng minute hand natin? So from 12 to 4, nandito yung ano niya, yung initial position niya, and then pumunta dito sa final position 4. So how many degrees is this one? Okay. We know that one dial in the clock is 30 degrees, tama? So from 12 to 1, that's 30 degrees, another 30, 30, and 30. Between 12 and 4, the number of degrees is 100, 120 degrees. So, at 4:20, the minute hand of the clock traveled for 120 degrees. Okay? Since alam natin kung ilang degrees na yung na-travel ng minute hand, we can solve for the number of degrees naman traveled by the hour hand. Okay, so yung hour hand naman from 4, syempre nagkutilang basit isuna. Okay, so from 4, dito ko na isulat ulit. Nagkutilang basit. Syempre nga exactly, wala na siya sa 4. Nagkuti na basit. Okay, so ang tanong, how many degrees yung na-travel ng hour hand? Okay, syempre this degree, itong angle na to is the number of degrees traveled by the hour hand. Okay, so alam natin that the minute hand traveled for 120 degrees, then the hour hand traveled by 120 degrees divided by 12. Yun naman yung principle dito, di ba? The hour hand travels x over 12. Okay, so lagyan natin ito ng variable para may masulat tayo. Okay, we want to say this is h. So h is equal to 120 degrees divided by 12. So that's 10 degrees. Okay, so basically the number or the angle between the hour hand and the minute hand at 420 is h. This is 10 degrees. Kasi nga, tignan nyo, h is the angle between the 4 mark at saka yung hour hand at 420. Okay, and nandyan na yung, itong minute hand nandito na sa 4 mark at this point. Okay, so 10 degrees is our answer for this problem. Okay, so let us answer one. I think there are 2 more problems for clock problem. So let us answer this one. At what time between 7 and 8 o'clock will the hands of a clock be in the same straight line but not together? Okay, so our reference time in this case is 7 o'clock. Okay, so the initial, let me copy this clock here. Okay, the initial positions of the hour hand and the minute hand at 7 o'clock, siyempre nakatutok dito sa 12 mark yung minute hand and nakatutok naman dito sa 7 yung hour hand. Yan. Okay? And we are looking for the time na yung hour hand and the minute hand forms a straight line. So, syempre, yung hour hand should be between 7 and 8. Okay. So, assuming nandito na yung hour hand, nag-move lang siya konti. And, syempre, yung minute hand natin, nandito na siya. Yan. Okay. And this is the hands of the clock form a straight line, assuming this is a straight line. Okay, you can immediately say that the time is between 7:05 and 7:10 kasi the minute hand is between 1 and 2. Okay, tama? Okay, so how do we solve this one? We know that if the minute hand travels for x minutes, then the hour hand travels x over 12. Okay, yun yung reference natin. Okay, so maglagay na tayo ng mga variables natin dito. Okay, so between 12 and the final position of the minute hand, ito, i-designate natin as our x variable. Okay, so tapos, diba, originally nandito yung hour hand. So, the initial and final position of the hour hand, syempre kung nag-travel ng x, yung minute hand, nag-travel ng x over 12 naman yung hour hand natin. Okay? X yung minute hand, X over 12 yung hour hand. Okay? And what do we know about the positions of the hands of the clock? Okay? Naka straight line, tama? And when we talk about straight lines, 180 degrees. Okay? The angle between the hands of the clock at this point is 180 degrees kapag in terms of an angle. Pero since we are talking about time dito, let us express itong given natin in terms of number of minutes. Okay, kapag nag-form ng straight line yung hour hand and minute hand of the clock, okay, so the time between them is 30 minutes. Okay, so from dito at saka dito, maglagay tayo dito. So from there hanggang dito, that's 30 minutes. Tama? Okay, so if that is 30 minutes and we have x over there and we have x over 12 dyan, so we can formulate an equation based from the figure. Ano yung equation natin? Ano yung equation natin dito? Ano pa yung alam natin? Ang alam din natin the number of degrees between the 12 mark and the 7 mark. Okay, so syempre 30 degrees yung yung between dial, so that's 210 degrees. Or since we are talking about minutes na lang. So this is 35 minutes, tama? So from 12 to 7, that's 35 minutes. Okay? So ano pang alam natin? Yan. So alam na natin yung tatlong yan. Bali, apat, the x over 12, the 35 minutes, and the 30 minutes. So we can formulate an equation using this one. Okay, so di ba, kapag pinag-add natin yung 35 minutes tsaka yung x over 12, equal siya doon sa kung pinag-add natin si x plus 30 minutes. Ha? Ito. So, yun yung equation natin dito. We have 35 plus x over 12 is equal to x plus 30. Tama? Kasi 35 ito, i-add natin yung x over 12, equal lang siya doon sa x plus 30. Okay, so we can solve for the value of x sa equation na ito. Okay, so this is x over 12 plus, that is minus x is equal to 30 minus 35. Okay? So, x over 12 minus x this is negative 11 over 12x, and this is negative 5. Okay, so to eliminate 11 over 12, we're going to multiply this by negative 12 over 11. Tama? So, cancel na yung 11 over 12 tsaka 12 over 11. So, x therefore is equal to 5 multiplied by 12 over 11. So, that's 60 over 11. Or in mixed form, this is 5 and 5 over 11. Or in decimal, this is 5.45. Ano ang units natin dito? Our unit is minutes. Okay? So, ang nakalipas na bago mag-form ng straight line yung hour hand and minute hand is 5.45 minutes. Okay? So, eto na yung sagot natin. Okay, hindi pa ito yung sagot natin. Ito yung number of minutes past 7. Okay, 'di ba, bago sila mag-form ng straight line. Therefore, the time during this instant is 7. Okay, that's 5.45 minutes past 7. So that's 7, 05.45. Or pwede din, i-express natin in terms of minute seconds. That's 7:05. And then, what is 0.45 in seconds? So it's 0.45 times 60. So that's 27 seconds. Yung 5.45, itong 0.45, i-multiply lang sa 60 because we know that 1 minute is equal to 60 seconds. Okay? 0.45 multiplied by 60 is 27. Therefore, the exact time is 7:05:27. Okay? So this is the time, and this is our answer for this problem. And we are down to the last problem involving clocks. We have, at what time between 5:30 and 6 o'clock will the hands of the clock be at right angle? Okay, so we are looking for the time between 5:30 and 6. So our reference time in this case is 5 o'clock. Okay, 5 o'clock. Pwede din ang reference time is 5:30, pero mas madali kasi yung analysis if eksakto yung natin, yung reference time natin. Okay, so our reference time here is 5 o'clock. So initially, ang itsura ng clock natin is nandito yung minute hand, nandito yung hour hand natin, directly pointing sa 5. Okay, and since we are looking for the time between 5:30 and 6:30, yung minute hand natin should be between 6 to 12. Okay, in this part of the clock, tama? Kasi kung nandito yung sa part na to yung minute hand natin, wala pa siya sa 5:30. Okay, it should be between. Okay, assuming na hindi natin alam eksakto kung nasaan yung minute hand. So the minute hand may be nandito. Okay, approximately lang, hindi yan directly 8, di ba? And at this point, yung hour hand natin, it's between 5 and 6. I-rate natin ng Siyempre, yung hour hand natin, it's between 5 and 6. Yan. Yung minute hand natin, somewhere dito. And the hands of the clock form a right angle. A right angle meaning 90 degrees. Okay, so this is 90 degrees. Okay, and when the hands of the clock form 90 degrees, so the number of minutes between them is we have 30 minutes divided by 2, that's 15 minutes, tama? Okay, so since we are looking for the time, let us express lahat ng given dito in minutes. Okay, so dito hanggang dito sa hour hand natin, okay, so that's 15 minutes because that's 90 degrees. Okay, 15 minutes. Okay, initially nandito yung mga hands of the clock. Ganyan. So yung minute hand natin traveled x, di ba? X units. So dito papuntang hanggang dito. Yan. Almost almost full circle na Yan, iyan yung travel ng minute hand natin. So we designate that as x minutes. Okay? Siyempre, kung nag-travel ng x yung minute hand, nag-travel ng ito naman, ito, initial to the final position of the hour hand, this is x over 12 minutes. And we know the number of minutes between the 12 mark and the 5 mark is dito hanggang dito. Yan. This is 25 minutes. Tama? So, from 12 to 5 is 25 minutes. So, based from our figure dito, makakabuo na tayo ng equation. Because if we get the sum of the 25 minutes, the x over 12, and the 15 minutes, it's equal to the x number of minutes traveled by the minute hand. So, yun na yung equation natin. X is equal to 25 plus x over 12 plus 15. And so we combine like terms, so that's x minus x over 12 is equal to 25 plus 15. So that's 1 minus 1 over 12 is 11 over 12. This is 11 over 12x is equal to 40. Okay, so to eliminate the 11 over 12, we multiply this by 12 over 11. Therefore, x is equal to 40 times 12 divided by 11 is 43.64. 43.64. Ibig sabihin yan, that's 43.64 minutes past 5 o'clock. Okay, so what is the time? So the time is 5:43.64. Okay, so if you want to express this in our minute seconds, ano lang ito, 5:43, tapos yung 0.64 i-multiply lang natin ng 60, so that's 38. Yan, so 5:43.38. That is the exact time when the hands of the clock form a 90-degree angle. So that's the answer for this problem.